Hello everyone and welcome back to the Hammered Corner. In today's video I will be walking you through how I catalogue my coins using an online spreadsheet. This has been a highly requested video, so I'm really happy to be able to share it with you today. So as you would have seen here on the channel, hammered and early milled coins are normally accompanied with coin card tickets that display the information and the provenance, or to put it simply, who owns that coin at the time the ticket was written. And writing a coin ticket helps collectors connect with the coin, extending the coin's history by writing a bit of information that may be passed to future collectors should you choose to ever sell it. I find this is a great way of extending my interest in my collection, as I am able to push myself to ID and study them further. But I have gone one step further. I don't know about you, but if you're like me who has got terrible handwriting and goes through lots of tickets in order to master just one, I never like the look of the final outcome, and it never compares to those beautifully written tickets you see, no matter how hard I try. So I've decided not only to write a coin ticket, but to make an online spreadsheet as well. So by doing so, I am able to access it wherever I am, see the collection in full in one place, and keep a record of lots of information that I may not be able to fit onto a small card ticket. So let's go through exactly how I lay mine out. I use Google Sheets, which is a Google application similar to Microsoft Excel. I categorize mine by the English family line, and before the family line, I have the first section named Saxon for my small Saxon collection, Norman that I am yet to add anything to. We then have the Plantagenets, where I will record Henry II, Richard I, John, Henry III, Edward I, II and III, and finally Richard II. This section is then split into three different coin types issued. The first being the short cross coinage, which includes cross and crosslet coinage of Henry II. The second section is for the long cross, or as it's more commonly known, the voided long cross coinage that followed under Henry III. And finally the sterling pennies introduced by Edward I. So I am laying it out in the easiest way for myself, so I know that coins can be found in which section. We then have the Lancaster family of Henry IV, Vth and VIth, followed by the Yorkist family consisting of Edward IV, Vth and Richard III. Then the Tudors, that includes Henry VII, Henry VIII, Edward VI, Mary and Elizabeth. We then have the Stuart family, consisting of James I and Charles I. And keeping to the monarchy timeline, we then have the Commonwealth period, that includes the Commonwealth coinage and Oliver Cromwell. We then have the Stuart monarchy restored, that includes Charles II, James II, William and Mary, William III and Anne. We then have the Hanoverian family, George I, II, III, IV, William IV and Victoria. And lastly I have a section dedicated to Anglo-Gaelic, and you can also create different sections for Scottish coins, Irish coins, etc. if you'd like. So as you can see on screen, the family houses are separated by blue sections, so again it's super easy to know where one section stops and where one begins. And each section is written downwards underneath one another, as opposed to being across the spreadsheet. So let's get into what information I use using the Plantagenets as an example. So starting on the left, I insert a photo of the coin underneath the section title. This was actually a new addition and I thought it looked great, because now I can see the coin that the information fits to, and for whatever reason I was to leave these behind at a young age, my family would be able to see what goes into what coin. You can use any photo collage app on your phone or your computer to create an obverse and a reverse photo like this. Okay, so the first column after the picture is the king's name, and I try to order these coins in chronological order. So Henry II is at the top and Henry III is at the bottom. I may get to the point where I change this to be in chronological order based on the class type too. We then have the coin's denomination, whether it be a farthing, a halfpenny, a cut halfpenny, a cut farthing, or a penny. Then we have where the coin was minted, and as you can see, we have 2 coins minted in Canterbury, 1 in London, etc. This is another benefit to having a spreadsheet. With a click of a button, you can quickly begin to analyse a group of coins, without having to pull out all the card tickets and compare them visually like that. We then have the moneyer's name, and for those that collect the short cross coins, you could arrange these in any order you want. You could order it based on coin type, all coins from Canterbury, or maybe minted under the Moneyer Nicole. We then have the class type. That makes it very easy to see what types I have and what I have left to collect if I was to choose to do this. We then have its age. I have currently added the reign of the king, but using different reference books you could get more specific. I then have a section of the coin's weight followed by the coin's diameter. These bits of information are often overlooked when sales are made on Facebook, and the more information you know about your coin, the better. You can also compare them to other coins too. For example, I can see that the flans of Henry II coins in my collection are by far the biggest, which could resemble how coins came to be designed using smaller dies as years passed to recoup silver for international wars, etc. We then have the two newest additions to the spreadsheet that I only added this week, which are the Obverse and Reverse Legend sections. I added this as I thought it would be a great idea for me to experience as much time with my coins as I can, and this would help me to read the coin legends and give me the knowledge of what each coin reads without having to search it. We then have what it cost me, which I've left blank for this video. It's great to see what you've spent this year, or for some, maybe not so much, depending on how much you've spent. And if you were to ever sell it on, you have the price that you paid and you can compare it to the market at the time you sold it. These are some of the small details you forget over the years, especially as your collection grows. Next, we have a section for the Sphinx and other reference numbers. This could be an ABC reference for your Celtic coins, a Brooker number for those Charles I collectors, or a North number. This makes it easy for me to see where I could find that coin, should I want to look it up or research it further. I then have the year I bought it, and now that I have collected since the year 2020, I felt the need to keep a record of when I bought it. If I had started the spreadsheet at the beginning of my collecting journey, I would have put the exact date and day, but unfortunately I started this catalogue 18 months in, and I don't remember a lot of them. Second to last, I have a section that tells me who or where I bought it from, whether it be at found detecting, Facebook groups, eBay, auctions, or friends. It's always good to remember where it came from. And lastly, I have any special attributes that the coin may have. For example, it could be from a famous hoard, from a specific coinage, or I put in information about whether it's special to me, like a gift from a loved one, or a gift from a fellow collector. So obviously these headings won't apply to all coinages. For example, the money years stopped being shown on coins after the 1279 recoinage, so it may be replaced with a different heading. And on screen now is an example of my sections throughout the different eras, and it's really up to you how you decide to record this information. So there we have it. I hope you've enjoyed today's video and you've come away learning something new. Be sure to check out all numismatic content here on the channel if you're new, and be sure to leave a comment down below on how you record your collections. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like on the video, as they aren't possible without your support. Thank you all for watching, and as always, keep collecting!